Hi everyone, how are you? Our today's lesson is HTML and CSS. So here I will explain the features of CSS. What is CSS? So CSS is CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets. CSS describes how HTML elements are to be displayed. Elements are H1, H3, P, etc. See, you are familiar with the HTML. So all tags in HTML, I will open a program of HTML. All tags in HTML, these are known as elements of HTML program. See, H1 is element, H3 is element, H2 is element, para, P is element, okay, body is an element. Tag in HTML, but these are elements also, okay. So CSS helps to modify the HTML program with number of features in a short time. We can apply more features on HTML elements or HTML programs within a short time. That's why we said CSS saves a lot of work. It can control layout of multiple pages also. You will see in next lessons we can control, or we can update or modify or bring changes in different or in a number of web pages at the same time. That is the beauty of CSS or functions of CSS. In HTML, that is very old version, so each and everything we have to describe in commands. But CSS, as the name is, cascading style sheets. So how to make the stylish web page? So that CSS does. So CSS gives us a number of properties, commands we apply in HTML. In HTML program, HTML is there. So we have done 6 assignments on HTML. So basic concept of HTML now okay to you. Now you know the HTML, how HTML works. Okay. Now we will just make up HTML program. Okay. Make up mean beautify it. We will apply different commands of CSS to make it attractive, to make it colorful, in an easy way, in a very shortest way. Okay. So that is CSS. Now how to start writing a program using CSS? Same you will write as you have done in HTML. Start with HTML body /body HTML, same. Only you will add this sign of exclamation doc type HTML. This is not HTML tag. Only its purpose is to tell the browser what type of document is this. What type of document is this? This is HTML program. Only you will add this. Even if you don't add, it will work, but maybe few commands create problem. So for the latest version HTML5, so doc type HTML, you have to add in the beginning of HTML program this command. This is not HTML tag, remember it. This is not HTML tag. It is only a function to tell the browser what type of command is this, what type of program is this. So this is HTML program. Is this clear now? So this is a program structure. Only one thing additional you will add to start the program in CSS. Now CSS properties. Properties mean features. CSS properties specifies what to apply on HTML element. For example, what color you want to apply on H1, P, para, etc. H1 and P are the HTML elements. So what you want to apply on the HTML elements, for example H2, what changes you want to do here? For example, you want to change the font size of this, you want to change the text color of this sentence, you want to underline this, you want a box around this sentence, welcome to CSS. So these are the properties. Okay, properties mean specifies what to apply on HTML element. So these are the CSS properties. For example, color, border, font size, font family mean font type, and border bottom mean this border around full 4 sides covered, and this one just underline. Border bottom mean underline. So these are just simple examples of property. There are many. We will do, with the passage of time, as in the next assignments one by one. So these are the just simple examples I am giving you. Color, border, font size, font family, border type. These are the properties. So we will use these properties using CSS. Okay, so now we will discuss types of CSS. There are 3 types of CSS. Number 1, inline CSS. What is inline CSS? When you will apply a specific command to a specific element of HTML, that is inline CSS. Mean used to apply a unique style for a single element. For example, we have HTML program. So when you will apply a specific style here for H2, then specific style for para this, and then another specific style for this para, that is known as inline CSS. Mean for each and every element of, like this, see, for each, I have used H1 style, font size 30 pixels, font family chiller for this sentence, for this element H1. Okay, then we will use next, for example, font size 20, bottom line this, background color this. So that will be another property for another element. So when you will apply properties for individual elements, each and every element of the HTML separately, that is known as inline CSS. That is known as inline CSS. Mean we use one by one, separate. Each and every element of HTML is, treated individually. That is, again, if we have a very large program, then problem. We have to change each and every element independently. It will take too much time. So to reduce the time, to make it more easy, second type is internal CSS. This defines the property of the CSS for a single program, used to apply a unique style for one or more elements in a single HTML program. So this internal CSS will be for a complete program. Okay, for example, and this internal CSS is used within the heading, within the head tag, using this tag style. So each and every, whatever the property we will use between this style, close style tag, and we will write here the CSS property like color, border, font size, we will write here. But that will be for a complete single program. It will be applicable on that single program. not on individual. So it means now we switched from inline to internal. Inline is for a single statement, for a single element, and internal is for a whole program. This is for whole program. So this syntax I will explain the syntax. So head, within the head we will use style. Third one is external one. We will create this is the example of internal head style. In style we will use like this. See, h1 and property. This is general property colon value. Property mean color. What is the color? And what is the value of the property? Like green. So property, this is general syntax. We will give the name of the property here, which property you want to apply, and then what is value or type. Mean green, magenta, black, yellow, whatever. If font size, for example, you want to change font, so I will write font size here and followed by colon, and here you will mention 30 pixels followed by semicolon. Semicolon is very important. Each and every statement will be terminated by semicolon. So this style is for the internal, okay, for a one complete program. Third is external. Used to apply a unique style for one or more elements of the whole website, of the whole web page. For example, there are many files, but that CSS file, if you want to make some changes in one heading, one table, one para, okay, so you will change in one file and that will change the whole web page where it exists. For example, there are 10 files in web page, 50 files in web page. Where the h1 is there, it will change it. Okay, so each element program is linked with external style sheet and head tag. Example like this: head, your light link, rel, style sheet, type, text. This is same for all program. You would write like this, but here href, you are familiar with href. Here you will give the file name of CSS. You know, in external we will write these properties. The properties we are writing in style tag within the same program. In external we will write in a separate CSS file. It means external, it is a separate file. See, we will save that file with the name. For example, I gave name first. So first dot, instead of HTML we will write CSS. CSS file contains only the CSS properties. It will not contain any HTML tag. No H, no head, no body, nothing. Only properties of the CSS like this. It will contain like this. So this will be our third stage, external. Okay, so there are three stages of CSS. Number one, internal, inline. Inline CSS mean for each and every element of HTML you will go there and modify it. Okay. Second is internal. You are using properties for separate complete HTML program. Whatever you will use, that will be applicable on a complete HTML program. And external, when you will write external CSS, that will be applicable on a whole web page. If there are 20 HTML files in web page, like in your folder you have 20 files, you develop a web page which contains 10 to 15 HTML files. So that CSS file will be applicable on all HTML files by using this in the head. Till here it is same, only href and file name you will change. If you have different file name file of CSS, you will change the file name here. Bus. This is a third category. Now we start our lesson with number 1, stage 1, inline CSS. Inline CSS. So I will open the HTML program I have written already. So see, doc HTML, HTML same, heading, body. Now see, H1 is here. For example, I remove it here. Remove from it. See this one. If we run this program, we save it. See, this is the heading, this is second heading, this is a third heading. Now we want to change the heading color, heading underline, and maybe background. So using inline CSS, you will open your HTML program and you will go in that element. This is complete is a tag, but H1 is an element. So you will go here inside in this tag to the right side. You will use one word style. This is the CSS method. You will write style in HTML, no style there. CSS style equal, see, as we pronounce CSS cascading style sheet. Okay, so reserved word style, it represent we are using CSS. So style equals, now quotation start. For example, you use color. Okay, this is a property, then separate it with the help of colon. And what is the value of the property? For example, you want green, terminate it with the semicolon. If you want to apply this one style only, mean this one property on this text, then you will, after semicolon, you will close it. Okay, if you have more, then after semicolon, don't close the quotation, continue. For example, you want to apply font size. Font size, separate it with the colon, and then, for example, 30 pixels. Semicolon. Next, you want to apply, for example, font family. Font family. Separate it with the colon and mention here font family, for example, chiller. Okay, semicolon, because each property ends with semicolon. This is 1, this is number 2, this is number 3. So quotation start from here after equal sign and finish it after the last semicolon, like this. So how many properties we have applied on H1, on this H1? So we have applied 3: color, font size, font family. So let's save the program and we will check. Color is green, font size is 30, and font family means font type, name of the font. In CSS it is font family. So we'll save the file, run the file, see. So this is chiller font family. Okay, and then color is green and font size is 30 pixels of this. So 3 properties we applied on H1. I think this is clear. Now open the program again. This is inline CSS. Now you want to, it will be applicable only on H1. If you are using H1 here again, it will not be applicable on this H1 because we are applying individually. See, it will be applicable on this heading, first program. We will save and check it. This is also H1. See, CSS basic properties. It will not apply on this or on this. So it will be applicable only on that particular element where we are using the style option. Now we want to apply here. So again, to save time, we will copy this. We want to apply here also same. Color green, okay, you want color different for example, but others same. Color red, font size 30, font family same, quotation close. So save the file. See, so first H1, this is also H1, but we have changed the color. So this is known as inline CSS. We will access, or you can say we will approach each element of HTML one by one, and then we will write the style property of the CSS. Okay, style followed by equal sign, quotation start. Every single property will be terminated by semicolon till end. After semicolon, you will enclose the quotations here. So make sure it is enclosed by quotations and angular bracket here. So this is a one property, but one style, but three properties we have used. So same H1 we have applied here with the different options. And if you want to apply here, again you will write style here and apply. Okay, style is equal to quotation start, for example, background dash color separated by colon, for example, that is yellow. Okay, this is single. We want to apply on H3 only this one, semicolon and closed by quotations. Background color yellow we want to apply where? On this CSS basic properties. Okay, so save the file again, run it. We want to check the result. See, so CSS basic properties, it will be apply on the whole row, because this is a heading. It will not apply the text only, it will apply the whole row, background of that whole row complete. So in this part we have learned how to use style option individually. Thank you very much.